Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candymina every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. Thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. So, friends, a lot of things are happening with regards to Boycott Bollywood movement and the Brahmastra movie, which is all set to be released on 9th. So let me just take you through it. So here, Vipul has very clearly tweeted, "My city's status is empty. This movie is going to fail. If he is investing in PR more so, even 300 crores which Kashmir Files collected will be insufficient because the official budget is 400 crores and PR costs are hidden." So you look at the theater, it's empty. Okay. Then, of course, yesterday, uh, our own viewer and subscriber Joel D'Souza said, "Minaji, have scrolled through all the theaters in Pune on Book My Show. There's no such thing as advance bookings as all seats are empty. In fact, there are very less show timings for such a screening." He also says there's not even a single theater in Pune that has any advance bookings. "I have just checked every show, timings from first to last, all are empty seats." He also says this gets hilarious. There are only five theaters of now which are holding screens of the movie, and these are in the outskirts. So now here, what I want to tell you, friends, these are just some of the messages that we've been getting, and many from outside abroad from USA, where they all say the same thing. So who are these people fooling? Now, what I wanted to also show you is that, see, before I show this video, is one more, I wanted to speak about one more tweet that a person called The Last Leaf has tweeted. He says, "Karan Johar destroyed Sushant's career by making him shoot for Drive movie twice and by not allowing him to do any other movie. Sanjay Leela Bansali wanted to cast Sushant in a movie, but Karan Johar did not allow him to do it. Hence, Brahmastra will be a disaster." Now, I want to show you a video where people who protested when Alia and Ranbir were expected with Ayan to at the temple in Ujjain. So just look at the way the police have treated these people. It was a peaceful protest, and they were beaten black and blue. Isn't this our country? Aren't Hindus a majority in this country? I don't know what is happening here. For these losers, we have to hit people who protest silently. And what are the police trying to do? So that's it, friends. That clip has, in a sense, made all of us very, very happy because people are protesting, loudly now, and but not in a violent manner. And also the fact that, see, these people are really, really agitated. Now Ayan gives the excuse that, see, he did not want to take Alia because she's in this condition, and that see, she because she's pregnant and she's sitting next to him in a pair of jeans and she hardly looks 9 months pregnant. Perhaps she has forgotten her baby bump at home. So everything is so fake about these people. You have a fake belly, perhaps, okay, and you have fake. They say that tickets are booked. Fake. All the theaters are empty. Who are these people fooling? And wherever there are seats being booked, I'm sure it must be all their families who have booked or their fans. That's it. So there's a lot of lies moving around, and Bollywood PR are just working on that. So moving on to that, just a second, friends. Let me just add the the PPT as well. Just a second, friends. So, meanwhile, I'll just, as I add it, let me also speak about these protests. Protests erupted outside Ujjain temple ahead of Alia Bhatt Ranbir Kapoor's visit. The protests erupted as they reached the city to seek blessings ahead of Brahmastra's release. Now, Brahmastra starring Ranbir, Alia, Amitabh Bachchan, Nagarjuna, and Mauni is undoubtedly, they say, one of the most awaited Indian films. But we feel that it is a film that everybody is just waiting to boycott. Okay, so let us go on to those pictures. Yes. So these are the scenes of the protest, and here the couple, other images of them. Now, on Tuesday, Ranbir Kapoor, Alia Bhatt, and Ayan Mukherjee left for Ujjain to offer their prayers at the Mahakaleshwar temple. Alia also shared on Instagram that she'll be leaving for Ujjain with the team on Tuesday. Uh, these three were also clicked at the Mumbai airport. However, before the actor couple could visit the famous Jyotirlinga at the Mahakaleshwar temple, members of Bajrang Dal created a huge row in Ujjain. Ranbir and Alia were prevented from entering the famous temple in Madhya Pradesh's Ujjain by right-wing activists who raised slogans of Jai Shri Ram when the Bollywood actor couple arrived at the spot to take darshan. Confirming the incident, a Mahakal police station officer said they resorted to cancel a cane charge to disperse the protesters. Now, what I find very strange, friends, is that when you talk about this hero, that is Ranbir, he very proudly says that he has beef, and he expressed all the people in India who are, majority are Hindus, and who worship the cow, to agree with you. And if you have the right to express, they also have the right to protest. Hindus protesting in Ujjain are not criminals, that they should be beaten in this way or lathi charged. So I don't understand the philosophy of this. You have been doing this for such a long time, hitting at our gods, abusing our gods, Can we forget the conversation that you had with Deepika Padukone where you were connecting God, and talking about masturbation? These are things we cannot forget. And you expect your side to only do everything and the people cannot protest? And these people were protesting silently. What made you scared? You're scared that this movie is going to flop badly. That is your problem. Now, another point that we'll discuss is, can Brahmastra bail Bollywood out of the dry spell? Now, trade experts are talking. Bollywood has seen too many flops in the recent past. Now, all the eyes are on this movie, Brahmastra. Now, will it prove to be the turning point the industry is desperately asking? Here is what the trade experts say. Half these trade or three-fourths of these trade experts are in the pockets of Bollywood. So, whatever they say, you have to put it with a bag full of salt. Now, trade analyst Taran Adarsh, who's a Bollywood guy, says, well, too much is at stake. From the producer's point of view, Brahmastra is a very expensive movie. They've invested a lot of time and money in the making of this film, as well as the promotions. It's a very important film for industry. As we all know, our film industry is going through very tough and difficult phase. We are currently in the ICU. We had a line of flops, so let's hope Brahmastra bails out the industry at this point. It has been said that Brahmastra is one of India's costliest films made on a budget of rupees 400 crores. But I'm unsure if it includes all three parts or just part one. I feel just for part one, they have spent close to 200 crores, says Ramesh Balla. More than the budget, exhibitor Akshay Rathi feels Brahmastra's plunge into creating a cinematic multiverse should pay off. It's not just about the budget of the film, he says. A very ambitious attempt has been made by the Indian film industry to create successful franchise that dives into the concept of cinematic multiverse, where multiple films can be mounted and multiple stories can be told in the years to come. If you draw a parallel, Marvel has a multiverse in which multiple characters come in and go out and multiple stories are told. That's exactly what the makers are trying to do there. If this film works, then a franchise will be created. It will be a property that will keep making money for years. That's the level of investment that's gone into it. Now, almost all major Bollywood films this year has crashed. Will this stumble? So Taran says, just because a few films have not done well in the past, that doesn't mean it will affect Brahmastra. Yes, there's a lot of negativity towards Bollywood at the moment. I'm not denying that. There are few people who are writing negative things on social media, but eventually, what matters is the content of the film. If the content is strong, it can withstand any opposition, even boycott calls. Now, Ramesh Bala added, it's not an easy environment right now, especially for Hindi movies, given films like Lal Singh Chadda, Raksha Bandhan, and Liger have not worked well. But for Brahmastra, the advance booking looks reasonably good. However, we have to see how the content of the film is and whether people like the content. One can be cautiously optimistic till the movie releases on Friday. Now, here, friends, what I like to tell you is that they are very scared. They're so scared that they can't even sit in their seats. Now Ayan comes in a small these baby press conferences to say that he was the one who prevented the couple from going to the temple. Everybody knows how scared they were, of public anger. So it is this anger that's making them nervous. So, friends, I'll also give you the link to this to join me. So, please join me after I finish with the news. So you can, give your opinion as well. I've just put the link at the end of the chat. So please join me. Not now. It's about 8:13. At 8:45, you can join me on the live chat. Now, moving on to a very strange news that I'm sure the narcotics department must be aware of. Let me just move on to that. Yes, apparently, hawala money is flowing into Kerala via cryptocurrency too. Now, in Cochin, this is a news from Manorama, a Kerala-based digital hawala racket which daily indulges in black money dealings worth rupees 120 crores has become active. The investigation by the Central Economic Intelligence Bureau revealed the hawala money is transferred via cryptocurrency instead of currency notes. The USDT type of cryptocurrency is used for the illegal money transfer. The transactions of the gang are based out of Dera in Dubai, the Intelligence Bureau probe found out. A 30-member Malayali gang is leading the digital hawala operation under cover of IT initiatives. The Central Intelligence Agency is closely monitoring the activities of each of them. The racket daily generates rupees 7 crores towards commission and transfer charges. The inquiry further found that this money is used chiefly for synthetic drug dealings, which could generate over 400% excess profit. Upon handling over the dirham currency equivalent to rupees 21.74 to the hawala racket, cryptocurrency for an equivalent amount will be depositing in the accounts or the wallet of the racket chain in India. An equivalent value of this amount will be provided to the customer back home in Indian currencies. Many working abroad but drawing moderate salaries often fall into their net, and they transfer money through the racket thinking it is legal. The digital hawala racket charges a commission of 2,336 dirhams for every rupees 50,000. This is 32 dirhams, that is rupees 695 more than charged by the currency hawala rackets. This they do citing the safety of the transactions. Meanwhile, the racket charges only 2,250 dirhams for every 50,000 from dealers who give them business worth rupees 2 crores daily. And why hawala? If one relies on recognized money exchanges to send money from UAE to India, they have to pay 17 dirhams to transfer up to 1,000 dirhams and 23 dirhams to transfer an amount over 1,000 dirhams as service charge. This is also subject to the variation in exchange rate of UAE dirham to Indian rupee. The ordinary Indian diaspora depends on the racket not just as a cheaper money remittance. On many occasions, they'll be offered the amount as an advance back home, which they can repay in dirhams from the Gulf in various installments. So here, friends, you'll see that this is another area which is threatening our country. Now, moving on to the next piece of news. Actor Abhishek Bajaj opens up about the ongoing boycott Bollywood trend and how it affects the economy in the long run. Actor Abhishek Bajaj has come forward to slam the ongoing boycott Bollywood trend, calling it a regressive approach. He says it limits the scope for new and upcoming talent in the industry. The whole trend about boycotting Bollywood is really sad. Yes, it's really sad, he says. And we are losing on that. I would rather say I urge people to come forward and to support the talent rather than boycott them, he says. Support actors like us, directors and producers who are new, who want to prove their mettle. I really want the people to support them because we have no one, just the people. Only they take us ahead. So, a lot of movies now failing has made these people really very, very scared. Let me just take a few comments from you, friends. Meera says, can they see public sentiments or they just don't care? Aslam, not Mahesh, but yes. Chugal Khori auntie is only 12th pass. Amit Shah, Smriti, and many more of these hypocrite ministers are all crooks. They are doing wrong and encouraging more wrongdoing. His name is not Mahesh Bhatt. He is some Aslam or something like that. Moonchild says, just like everything else, I think she being pregnant also is a big lie. This is the feeling that all of us are getting. Welcome, sensible. They haven't been to Ajmer Dargah for a while. We can see everything. From Dragon converted to Brahmastra to entice Sanatan viewers, and Mahesh Bhatt converted from Hindu to Muslim to get married to Soni Razdan. There is always a motive. May Lord Mahakal destroy the enemies of Hindus. Har Har Mahadev. Nina Mittal. In the blue dress, it was looking as if a cushion was there on her butt. Thank you, Martin. That's what makes me angry. They don't support public and our sentiments. Funny names, bang on, yes. Ayan told he has given one DVD to Mahakal Temple to God. Now Hakal will show them Mahatanda. उसको पढ़ना चाहिए वो चारसी नंगा सिंह को भी ऐसा होना चाहिए, says Joshi. When Home Minister Amit Shah himself meets film people, then what's the signal he's giving to the public, says Meera. Yes, true. Arya is hardly looking pregnant. I wonder why. I think she's forgotten her baby bump at home. Maybe Aslam is looking, or Ashraf, or whoever her father is looking after it. Alia said she did not want to go inside because of crowd and she's pregnant. Well, she does not look pregnant at all. I think she's pregnant for convenience when it suits her. Aishwarya Rai looks manly in Tamil movie launch Ponniyin Selvan. She's full of attitude and her silly laughter in the middle. In fact, her cackle reminds me of Alia and Deepika Padukone. Boycott beef guy Ranbir and his bakri called Alia. Okay, so now let's move on to the next piece of news. Yeah, meanwhile, so let's just talk about the qualifications. Karan is 12th pass. I don't know, fail or pass. Salman is only 12th pass. These are all 12th pass people. And Alia is 12th fail. Now, Sushant is the only one who has done an engineering degree. He has ranked 7th in the National Olympiad. Okay. So there's a lot more to that. Yes. So let me add, as I go on to the news, we'll also add people as we go. Let me add Shreyasta. Welcome, Shreyasta.
Hello, ma'am. Hi, how are
Yeah,
you?
fine, thank you. Yes,
Yes,
tell us,
ma'am. Ma'am,
Shreyasta, your thoughts. Yeah,
yes, ma'am. That is like my. I'm also like my other channel name is also Sensible Life,
yeah,
and that's me. So I just want to say like thank you for giving me the chance to come. I'm
not at
really
all.
happy what you're doing. It's just like finally I see justice and real news because of you.
Yes,
Because this thing, ma'am, what you're showing, I know it from childhood. I have
yeah,
experienced it. I have lived it, and it's very disheartening. Like if you just see this Kareena
mm,
Kapoor and all, what they are portraying, ma'am,
yes,
marrying Saif Ali Khan. Keep on.
yes,
There is a pattern here. They keep on marrying the women from the north, good
Mm.
looking, very fair looking, and all.
Yes,
So
yes,
Sharmila Tagore did the same thing.
yeah,
His first wife did the same thing. Saif Ali Khan's. This woman is doing the same thing. She's keeping
absolutely.
the same name, Jahangir, Taimur,
Mm.
bringing the Ottoman history back, showing how Ottomans were great. Ottoman raped our women so bad, ma'am. Even now, people are suffering. They are
Yeah,
still because, ma'am, once we can be financially down, we can come back.
yeah.
Something happens to our legs and everything, we can come back. 100%
Mm.
we can come back.
Mm.
But when you are psychologically crushed, ma'am,
Mm.
it is you are at the point of beyond return.
Yeah.
What these people are doing is, ma'am, there is a script.
Mm.
There is a script like they have for their movies. They know they are very, very smart people. They appear in front of us very stupid, lively, and joking and all that. They
Mm.
are like ultra psychopaths. They are at the
Yeah.
level of psychopaths. Most of them, ma'am, they exhibit narcissistic personality disorder.
Mm.
Okay, and they have such bad addictions, ma'am. I'm studying all these things in the
Yeah.
background, and I am also in a group of global mental health care. Do you know, ma'am, what happened in the past 2 years?
Mm.
There is a big, ma'am, the world is watching. What
Mm.
these people don't understand, right? We are just clicking buttons. All the clicks that we make, somewhere, someone on this earth has a record of it.
Mm.
Every like that you do, every delete that you do, mind you, audience, it's not delete, it's somewhere there.
Mm.
Okay, someone who is very, very smart, if they put the time, effort, and money, they can decode it. So other things is that what these psychiatrists told me, I mean this
Mm.
they said that Shrestha from India, 67% of the porn watched is from India in these past
Mm.
2 years, and it
Mm.
is not stopping.
Mm.
And these are these so-called lonely men.
Mm.
And who is fueling this Nora Fatehi, Sunny
Mm.
Leone,
Absolutely.
this other girl was with this Shilpa Shetty's husband,
Yeah.
some Chopra
Mm.
only, her name comes
Mm.
up. All these people, how are they maintaining such a lifestyle?
Mm.
Ma'am, I am a research engineer.
Mm.
I'm not getting funding for my own startup. Okay, I
Mm.
know how difficult it is, but these people, they have it surprises me that they have like no limit to the funding.
Mm.
What are they contributing?
Mm.
Same recycling, right?
Mm. Mm.
Same, it's the same recycling that they're doing. So audience must ask that
Mm.
this is our money, ma'am, our
Yeah.
money, which
Absolutely.
we could put for research. We can develop films. Ma'am,
Mm.
I have got the opportunity to design the next generation of Hollywood
Mm.
uh, virtual reality and augmented reality.
Mm.
Ma'am, so much can be done in our country. We have such beautiful brains, beautiful talent. And the
Mm.
problem is, even if you see in the hierarchy, in the budget, when it comes, I've had a look at both Hollywood and Bollywood. The budget of Bollywood, 70% is going to an actor. So
Mm.
somebody like Akshay Kumar,
Mm.
he is dictating everything.
Mm.
Script, edit, cut, and what they are making do is they make people sign such contracts that from which
Mm.
they cannot come out.
Yeah.
Their life and youth is gone chasing
Mm.
this fame and shiny things. Man, at the end of the day, they say they make it fashionable not to be educated. I'm so sorry. If you're working in a professional environment, man, they judge you even if you forget a small comma, you know,
Mm.
a small comma. And
Mm.
people remember that last paper you did this mistake. How can you put the message out that being 12th pass or 11th pass is fashionable? No,
Mm.
for most of our country people it isn't. It is lifer that you are earning your bread and money.
Yeah.
We need an educated and smart youth. So all this messaging is like it's all from the cabal. If
Mm.
the youth is stupid and dumb, okay, if the IQ, if the IQ
Mm.
is controlled of a population, you can
Mm.
make them do anything,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So this,
Shrestha, let
yeah,
me just
yeah.
give the chance to Shrima also, who's joined us, and remain there. We'll come back to you. Okay. So just hold on. Let me just ask Shrima also to join. Shrima, welcome.
Thank you, Meena ji. This is
Welcome.
Usha here.
Welcome.
Yeah, I hope there is no mic or problem. You are able to hear me
Yeah,
clearly.
I'm able to. But here, let me just tell Sunita, who's planning to join, there's a problem with your devices, so please rejoin again. Yeah, back to you, Srima. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Jai
Your name
Kedarnath
is
to
Usha?
everyone.
Usha, is it?
Yeah, yeah. I come. I keep messaging. Yes, you are Shri.
Yeah.
So yeah. So thanks for reading out, and thanks to many people initially from SSR onwards. They really opened our eyes, and you all kept. Of course, each one's thought can be a different, but
Yeah.
we are all streams of rivers from different directions, but contributing at the end of the day to the big river.
Yeah.
So thankful to you, thankful to God, and the timings of the technology. And coming to the current status of boycott Bollywood and Brahmastra,
Yeah.
I've been actively watching many videos
Mm,
as well as the comments posted by different people. That
mm,
includes even the PRs and
mm.
also directly interacting with the people of different mindsets and origins. You can
Yeah.
understand what I mean by origin, okay?
Mm, mm,
Because there are certain people are sympathizers. We cannot help them, but there are our people yet again with the different ideologies.
mm, mm.
The point is, why boycott Bollywood? Why now?
No.
So first of all, we feel very sorry that we made them celebrity. We
Mm,
followed them as a celebrity, and unfortunate, and we feel very regretful for losing SSR and peoples alike.
mm,
Okay, and some people also said that no, it's an entertainment industry. Why should they take up a social cause or something like that?
mm.
If entertain in the industry feels it itself is a nation on its own, religion on its own, it can do anything on its own with lot of cabal support, whatever the power and position, money support, that clearly says that they don't belong to the nation and the society. See, no part of a system should
Mm.
feel that they're independent of nation and they don't have any this one
Yeah.
attachment to the country.
Mm,
So
mm,
why should we feel that they are part of ourselves?
mm.
So we can invest our time, energy, which is worthwhile for our country. And if
Yeah.
somebody says, especially in today's this one you mentioned,
Mm.
someone by name Abhishek Bajaj, right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said we should encourage newcomers.
Newcomers, yes.
Hello, we encourage SSR. Who actually is asking for a justice for SSR even after 2 years?
Mm.
You teach better your industry first
Yeah.
to allow newcomers. And did anyone till today
Yeah.
talk about SSR and ask for the SSR justice? They
Mm,
ask us to come and watch their movies.
mm.
Did they ask one single person?
Yeah.
No,
Absolutely.
no, they're so worried. And so we and one more PR kind of person who says, I am a cobbler, I invest money to that. Okay, fine. If you want us to watch the movie, it's our money. So if you
Yeah.
want to donate money to us to watch the movie, give the money. We will do the needful to the needy people instead of doing it to the rich beggar
Mm.
brat like Bollywood,
Yeah.
which feels that
Also,
it
yeah.
is not part of Bharat.
Yeah. Also, here, while you're on it, I'd just like to warn the viewers about a certain piece of news that we've got from Kerala. So let me just show you that news. One second, friends. Just let me go on to that, and then we'll continue with the chat. Yeah, it's this news. People, I would like to warn not only you, but people you know, your friends, your relatives, that this piece of news is going to shock you. Cannabis seeds in juice. Excise to take action after confirming presence of psychoactive substance in the fruit juice that is sold in a particular juice stall at a in Koikot. So let me give you details about that. The excise department has sent samples of juice collected from a juice stall at a Gujarati street in Kozhikode, Calicut, to the regional chemical laboratory after registering a case on grounds of NDPS Act. Further action would be taken only after confirming the presence of tetrahydrocannabinol, which is the key psychoactive constituent of cannabis in the juice samples, said the excise assistant commissioner. The oil extracted from the seeds of a cannabis variety was found mixed in the milkshake during a raid conducted by the Enforcement Narcotics Squad. The excise commissioner informed the department has initiated a series of inspections to find whether any other similar stalls are functioning in this district. Now, here is a warning to all of you friends that please be very careful when you have any sort of drink from outside, because we really do not know what these people are mixing in it. Earlier it was cakes, and confectionery. Now they have moved on to juices. So you will have to be very careful of who's serving you the drink and what they're mixing in it. So let me just add a few more viewers. Anuradha is joining us, and also Savitri. Welcome, Anuradha.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and welcome, Savitri.
Hi.
Yeah, do tell us. We'll start with you, Anuradha.
Yeah, was that me you called, Meena?
Yes, Anuradha. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I hope everybody can hear me.
Yeah, very clear.
All right. So I've been watching, of course, all your shows, and I've also been watching all the news on boycott the film industry,
Yeah,
Bollywood, and I really think that this is divine justice playing out,
mm,
and I think while the court's justice has been delayed, but
mm,
as SSR had said famously in one interview, he said the whole system is going to collapse into itself, and that's
yeah,
exactly what's happening. And I think it's payback time. It's payback time for all the wrongs that they have done, and
yeah, absolutely.
the number of people they victimized. I was watching the news on the temple, where probably the actors
Yeah,
were not
yeah,
allowed to go,
yeah.
and I think that
Mahakaleshwar.
that's, yeah, I think that's absolutely correct, because their interviews and have been very, very crass, and they've spoken in spoken very disrespectfully. And
Absolutely.
if I were to say something disrespectful about any other religion, would I be allowed to enter their place of worship?
Yeah,
They would
absolutely.
definitely not. So I think
Yeah,
that's just I think it's absolutely right that they were not allowed. And in any case, if they speak so disrespectfully, that means they really don't have any faith, right? It's
yeah,
not about, it's not, they're not going there to pray with faith or devotion. It's more of probably a marketing gimmick. And well, as somebody said, Bhagwan is not going to allow it. I think it was someone
yeah.
on Twitter who said. So I think it's
Yes,
absolutely right that they were not allowed to go.
yeah. Very well said. Savitri, can you join us?
Yeah, hi.
Welcome.
Hi, Meena. Though
Yeah.
I'm not always very active
Active.
nowadays in comments, but हमेशा at night at least I see, 8 to 9
Thank you
कुछ
so
ना
much.
कुछ हो जाता है. You
Huh.
deserve it, Meena. You
Thank you.
and Jaydev. Regarding this Brahmastra, this time, this Chachi, I
Yeah,
mean, indirectly, they have put that KRK inside. They thought that
yeah.
because he always comes out, very cynical, his comments.
Absolutely.
Though
Yeah,
I was not very much his fan and all, he too had, but of late I loved it.
hmm,
So these people, they tried, but this time, Universal,
yeah,
Mahadev, and Sushant was a Mahadev Bhakt. How
yeah, yeah.
can this
See,
creepy
Savitri,
guys?
yeah, Savitri, what you said is so true, because look at the event that happened in Hyderabad. You know how
Yeah,
it just got it fizzled out, and they had
right,
to have a very
right.
minuscule press conference in some vague hotel. You know,
Absolutely. And KRK, I'm not saying they are just putting him, I don't know how he got fixed in this. I mean, Faltu mein aise, because they are
mm,
scared. Like
mm,
this fellow will come in, but this time it's a universal which is attacking. And I hope Chachi Karan just goes, down the
yeah,
drain. He deserves every bit, every bit.
mm,
And that, what is that? Alia to usko chodo.
mm.
Ranveer, half of the time he looks drugged, he
Yes,
doesn't know
absolutely.
anything. And
Mm,
this Brahmastra, there is some, I mean, clipping where he's
mm,
entering the temple with shoes.
yeah,
What kind of, I don't know, Ayan Mukherjee, he's a Bengali. I mean, even he was allowed after wearing all that, he had to do
mm,
all those. he
Yeah.
had to wear the traditional dress. I was so happy. Yeah,
Mm, mm.
somewhere people are standing for our tradition with all respect for all the religion. Every
Absolutely.
time, even in PK, when
Yeah.
they had put, though I have watched, I tell you, those time
Mm.
itna kuch ye nahi tha, like mad wasting 2000 rupees, buying all that. Today I just think, my God, what a fool
Yeah.
I have been. Okay,
Yeah.
better late than never.
Savitri, just
In all
yeah,
that,
yeah. One
lapata,
second,
now,
Savitri.
ha
Yeah.
ha, bolo bolo.
Yeah, 1 second. See, Krish tells me breaking news: Kerala censor board restricting a film Pura Mudai Puravare on Malabar Hindu genocide in Mapla rebellion. Now, friends, I'd like to tell you that see, the director said that he would be coming on Candid Meena to speak about this whole thing, and this was, in fact, Anuradha Kurup had also asked me to get the director to explain this. So he will be joining us in a couple of days to speak about how the censors are trying their best to get rid of all the scenes that depict reality in the Mapla
Yeah.
massacre.
Good,
Okay? Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good,
Back to you,
good.
Savitri. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so that's why in PK today I recollect, all those posters जो film में आता है,
yeah,
anywhere, missing Jesus Christ, missing Allah, नहीं, missing Ram was there, missing Krishna
yeah,
was there. I mean, with all respect, I mean, like they took us absolutely for a ride, and
mm,
we too fell for it initially. We didn't like ये सब दिमाग में नहीं चला.
uh,
Unfortunately, after SSR, it is nothing but the divine justice. And
yeah,
I think, as Mr. Gautam said, this boycott is just by the common people and it is coming only, no politicians involved.
yeah.
And अभी कोई
In
कुछ
fact,
कर ही नहीं
in fact,
सकता है.
Savitri, that is the reason why everybody is angry with someone who everybody respects, Amit Shah ji, because
Yes, yes,
against the wishes of the public, he has, praised this director and, Rohit Shetty and said that he's very proud to,
absolutely,
interact with him.
absolutely.
But
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
we all know who is Rohit Shetty and who he's friends with and their
yes,
involvement in whatever is happening in Bollywood.
yes,
So we
yes.
would request, VIPs and big people and leaders to please do not, encourage this kind of behavior because you can't feel the pulse of the public. We're all very angry. And unless you give justice to Sushant, we are not going to sit back. So that's a message.
And
Yeah.
I doubt legally anything is going to happen. But yes,
Yeah.
this is happening. This is more, I mean, this is more fun. Like,
Yeah.
see, they are helpless today. किस
Yeah.
किस को पकड़ेंगे, किस किस को अंदर डालेंगे. They are really suffering, and that is the divine justice, I believe. It will
Yeah.
come. That is karma. It has to come. So
Yeah.
hats off
Anurag.
to you and Jaydev. I suppose he's not there today, but keep on going and you will rock. Well, let us reach some 50, 70, 80 subscribers. We all should meet one day.
Yes. Absolutely.
Some event in one
Okay.
city. Hats
Yeah.
off to all the ladies out there. I may take a leave, and Meena, all
Yeah.
the
Thank
best
you.
to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Bye
Yes,
bye.
Anu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good night.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. Savitri's given. Every city can have its little Candid Meena get together. I think
Yes.
that's, because it's
Yeah.
really a very unique
Yeah.
family. So I think more power to you. And I know that Jaydev is very, very popular. I think everybody is missing in Meena.
Yeah.
So I just
He's
want to
not. He's not
say,
been keeping a little well, so that's why he's not
oh, oh,
seen. Yeah, he'll
okay.
join us
I
in a
think
couple of days. Yeah.
Karthik also said he's not well. So
Yeah.
Jaydev and
Yeah.
Karthik, please get well soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think also the arrogance of the actors and the directors, even the South Indian actor Vijay, I forget his name,
Devrakonda.
who
Yeah.
said,
Devrakonda.
I mean, Anaconda, somebody called him. And the way they said, if you don't like us, don't watch us. And it was like, people said, oh, really? Now we'll just make sure, we'll show you. So I
Yeah.
think, when I'm surprised that they made such a error, because anybody
Mm.
who's in marketing or in sales would know when you put
Yeah.
a product out there, you don't antagonize your customer. You just don't do that. And by this, the few people who might have gone and bought tickets have also, I think the arrogance has been, they
Yeah.
think,
Palpable.
they think
Very palpable.
that their heydays are still here. But
Yeah.
a lot has changed. A lot has changed, and it's SSR, I think, who's brought that change about. And
Yeah.
I think this industry, as it is in its present form, is history.
Mm.
Whether it will reinvent itself and come back in a newer, better format remains to be seen. about the home minister meeting the director, etc. It just made for very bad optics.
Yeah.
I don't know what the compulsions were. I don't know what the reasons for the meeting were. But when there is an outcry against everything
See
that's
here,
wrong in the
Anuradha, let me just explain one thing. See, you've been seeing it in history. Whenever you have a strong king, his weak son will always land him in trouble. Okay, it's the same with when you have Devendra Fadnavis. Okay, his wife and his daughter are Bollywood buffs. Okay,
okay.
you talk about Eknath Shinde, his son is also crazy about Bollywood people. Now, see, if you are a politician and you want to serve the people, you have to be very clean and clear cut that you cannot, entertain your family's interests in this. You have to give justice to the people. So here, this problem is arising because if you see with Amit Shah ji, there was this MLA of Bandra, and he is also very close to Devendra Fadnavis, and they're all a part of this, Bollywood worship. This thing. So there is a problem, Anuradha. See, if you have
Yeah.
politicians who are, so close to people who are, indulging in all these sort of crimes, then no justice is going to be given to the people. You know,
Yeah,
so
this
that's a problem.
politician and movie nexus, it's always been there, and it just I mean, it is an ecosystem. That said, even the South industry, which everybody talks about with praise, is not really gilded in gold. I mean, there is
Yeah,
enough that's wrong that's happening there. But yes,
yeah,
in many, many ways, it is much better. I'm really happy to know that the director of the Malayalam movie, is going to be on your show. I think he's an
in fact,
extremely,
also the news is that he's converted to Hinduism, so he's no
yes,
longer.
yes.
Yes,
Yes, he's extremely courageous. We read about, I think it was during the pandemic time that he
yes,
converted,
absolutely.
if I'm not. And
Yeah,
the this massacre is very close to our hearts and our family because
yeah,
my husband has lost, family members in that. So I think he's a very courageous filmmaker. More power to him, and we look
yeah,
forward to meeting him on your show, Meena.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Anuradha. Yeah, back to you, Shrestha.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, and thank you to meet Usha, ma'am, and Burata ji. It's so good to see. It just feels so nice.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am, I just want to like say one more thing. They plan the psychology so well, and they want to keep the people in low IQ so that we just copy paste and we
yeah,
don't think. Okay, they
yeah,
put us in this psychological trap.
mm,
Ma'am, these are all psychological games, you know. This
yeah.
is just
They
like
play.
the baddest side, and they do
Mm,
this, and they're doing it with people's life. So
yeah.
many good actors like Parveen Babi, and
Mm.
we don't know what they must have injected them with, you know,
Divya
and all.
Bharti. Yes, yes.
Divya Bharti, yes, the moment they're going to expose, because
Mm,
the problem is that even Sushant, in
yeah,
his case, like the moment they knew, Are, he's going to take action, they
yeah.
took, like, you know, they surrounded him, they played their Maya Jal, as they say.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, unfortunately, he didn't have, luckily, he didn't have, it's unfortunate, not lucky, but that he's so brilliant and, multi talented
Yeah,
in the sciences, engineering, and the creativity.
mm,
That is like
yeah.
Sarvagun Sampanna.
Yes.
So that is what aches my heart because I'm
Mm,
looking at his work and I'm looking at my work, and
yeah,
I feel like he was like centuries ahead. I wouldn't say miles. He
absolutely.
was
Yeah.
centuries
He
ahead
was
of what he
like a
was doing.
futurist. Yeah,
He knew everything, like and he could do it himself. Like he was a true inventor.
mm,
So it just breaks my heart that we've lost really not only a great artist, we lost a great inventor who could have really contributed so much to India.
but
And
see, when
yeah,
Shreyasta, see, when you're a part of something so advanced in your study, you should also know that, see, in your experience, you would have realized that people love mediocres. They do not like specialists. They do not like people who are highly intelligent. They do not like people who are over creative. Because that will reveal their own weaknesses. You see, and that is that makes them upset. Yes, Anu. Yeah,
Meena, could you
Anu.
share the
Yeah.
link again? Meera Kumaran is
Yes,
looking for
yes,
it.
yes. I will do that. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Back to you, Shrestha.
Yes, ma'am. My last point is that even if you look at this Alia Ranbir, he never touches her hand and all. There is no like,
It's all
lovey-dovey
alleged
feelings,
contract to weddings.
full
Yes, yeah,
drama
yeah, yeah.
contract.
And look at her.
How
See,
can you?
I remember, when I was pregnant, actually, I did not have too much of a stomach. I still had, and because I was very active at that time. But yet, by the ninth month, when you're going to deliver, your stomach is substantially big. And here is this lady sitting with Ayan and her husband at this press conference today, and looking as though she's just, a few weeks pregnant, perhaps,
Correct.
that's what I understand. So everything about them is fake. Their age is fake. Their silicone, breasts are fake. Everything is fake in this industry, you know.
And ma'am, they
And they have the
fund.
gall, yeah, and they have the gall to teach us what to do. We have all done our MAs and PhDs, and we've gone on in life
Correct.
to study a lot more. And these people are going to dictate terms to us.
I
Ma'am,
think
exactly that is
was it
happening.
Karina?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, Anuradha, when you speak,
Yeah, was it
I just
Karina
want to
who
say.
brought out a book on looking after babies or going something, pregnancy and babies? I just wanted to, I just laughed at the arrogance, and also maybe there were people who actually went out and bought those books. I just wonder. Yeah.
Yes, Mira, join us.
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear
Good
me?
evening, Mira. Yes, yes.
Yeah, actually, today morning itself, I got really angry because I saw this tweet from that jobless Swara Bhaskar saying that this boycott Brahmastra and boycott Bollywood is a money making endeavor by
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. We're all
people
making money.
boycotting.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
How correct. Yes.
and the thing is that they are the ones who are. I tweeted a reply saying you must be getting 2 rupees per tweet
See,
to bitch about the
in which case, Mira,
boycott.
we should be having bigger gifts than what this Noora Fatehi or Jacqueline Fernandez got. If we are all selling our souls for this boycott Bollywood movement, then we will be having villas in Maldives and Mauritius, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. These people can't seem to get the pulse of the public and the sentiments of the public at large. And the
Yeah,
same goes for our union government.
yeah,
You keep saying Devendra Fadnavis and Shinde, but I
yeah.
think even central government is
No, no.
meeting all
Central
these
government as well.
Salinstas.
Mira, I'm putting their names also in it. But the
Yeah,
problem is that, see, you can always say that the prime minister is trying to be diplomatic and not, say anything. But there are people like Yogi and all who are, voicing the thoughts on SRK and many other things as well.
yeah,
And
but
you remember, I also told you about Himanta Biswa telling him very clearly, Amir Khan, not to come to Assam because he didn't want the thing to be diverted from what was happening at that moment. So there are people who are saying it, Mira. But when
Amit
you're talking,
Shah,
yeah, but when you're talking about a murder that happened in Mumbai, the people who are responsible is the Maharashtra government. And who is the Maharashtra government at the moment? It is an allied this thing between two parties. Now these two parties have every reason to bring it back, especially when Eknath has so much against Uddhav Thackeray and his son. You know,
but very fact that Amit Shah being Union Home Minister with all the central agencies investigating SSR case, if he is giving audience to a person like Rohit Shetty, who isn't even like you can say one of the legendary figures of Bollywood or anything, it's
but tell
giving
me something,
total
Mira.
wrong
You are saying he's
messaging,
not a legendary figure, but do you think Amit Shah is educated on Bollywood, and who are the actors and directors and all that? No.
But I'm
See,
sure
they're
they
yeah,
also know who are the top people. But
yeah.
whatever I mean, when
Hmm,
a normal, I'm sure if you or me or
hmm.
even a group of us tries to get a meeting with a home minister, it's next to impossible.
Yeah,
So it's all basically a question of you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I
So
feel, I feel very strongly about this. And this
I think,
present
Meena,
central
that's
government, and I think this present central government is the most besotted by Bollywood and film industry than any previous government I can remember of.
see
I have
here,
not
let me
seen.
tell you something very clearly, Meera. See, if you remember, see how strong the Bollywood boycott movement is, you will understand. that earlier, a minister like Smriti Irani used to every day put Instagrams about her and Ekta Kapoor and the parties and the, how she used to cajole the child and how he would call her whatever, chachi or whatever. And they used to go for these walks to Tirupati, wherever, And what happened was we kept exposing this, all of us. Then what happened? She was being warned about it. Then came a stage when she stopped completely talking about Ekta Kapoor. And she had already told, she would have already told Ekta also not to mention her name so that her position is safeguarded. Okay. After that came more lies. These people keep on resorting to lies. You look at Kangana Ranaut, she brought out a movie. Who encouraged her to show it in the parliament? It would have been Smriti only. Okay. So she encourages these people to come out with their movies and show them and all that. So there is a very close interaction happening between these ministers and Bollywood. Now, if you have people in your team doing that, you either kick out the minister, and say that call a spade a spade. Well, that is what essentially the Prime Minister should do. Because if he can remove, people like Nitin Gadkari and others from the things, he can also do that to her. But there is something preventing him from doing that. That we do not know what is the reason. Because see, even a very, what you call a trivial thing like Silly Soul restaurant and bar, it was such a silly thing, but she made sure that the courts, obeyed her orders, and the next day, Congress were given threats, So here also, I'm telling you that, see, these people control everything, and they're not going to listen to the public all the time, unless it's necessary for them, and it's all regarding the chair. Kiska kursi hoga, where? That is the only thing, Meera. Who is going to rule, by hook or by crook? Yes, Anu? Yeah.
Yeah, so regarding Smriti Irani, of course, the silly soul controversy. But besides that, I am actually appalled that at least I haven't come across a single tweet or a single statement, about the death of Ankita, or there were so many other, even
Yes, absolutely.
the
Sonali
Sonali
Phogat. Yeah.
Phogat, and she's from the BJP, just as one woman to another,
absolutely.
and, holding the portfolio that she does. This silence is deafening. I mean, it's like, um, I'm surprised that she's not understood that, that it's being noticed by everybody. The second thing, Meena, what you said, whether Amit Shah knows knows who's who in Bollywood. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but definitely his team must, they must be having teams that handle all their appointments. And surely the teams, when you're in a position of power.
But here, Anu, let me interrupt you here. Here, what happens is, just like in the case of Akshay Kumar, he will be the highest taxpayer.
Yeah.
Okay. So then there are other things also involved. Understand?
Yeah, I know, but I
I'm
agree
not standing
with
for
you.
them.
That's what I said.
No, I'm not standing for them. I'm just telling you in which way the wind blows.
I get you. I mean, there's always the commercials, and there's always the optics,
absolutely.
and there's diplomacy and the whole industry, because they could even try cry victim and said we asked for a meeting and nobody met with us, and then they would go out and say the government is out to destroy our industry. So there could be lots of things, but definitely when you're in a position of power, I mean, as the home minister is, the optics matter a lot, and I don't know.
That is what has upset everybody. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Back to you, Shreyasta.
Yes, ma'am, I'm mostly done with my points. What I'm saying is that they are just trying to destroy this young generation and give them this motive that we cannot do this, and that is really wrong. And
in fact,
so much
Shreyasta,
money.
What you said is so true, because I was just watching the poster of a film. I don't know which language it is, but it is of 3 or 4 Indian women dressed in sari and salwar, holding beer bottles. I don't know what is the name of it. But look at what the message.
A terrible poster.
Yes.
Terrible
so like
poster.
4 friends. Yeah, some 4 friends. And what are they trying to do? Here we are, all 4 of us are here. Are we sitting with beer bottles and whiskey on our tables?
No, never.
We are
Ma'am,
trying to
that's
correct
what,
the society.
ma'am, that's what, like when I interact with Western people and all, and sometimes, of course, social drinking is fine, but in my house, you will not find it. You find
Yeah.
juice.
Yes.
You find beetroot
So
juice,
I'll
yeah.
tell you a joke. See, when
Hmm.
I was abroad, and we used to go for these, events, as you said, press parties or whatever, media parties or whatever. Of course, for social listening, I would also keep a glass of wine next to me, and my husband would also be there at the party, and what he would say is, just wait for me to finish this, and then he'd have my drink. You know, so so it would be
Yeah.
as if I'm drinking, but I'm not drinking. At the same time, he's enjoying his drink. For me, something, Shreyas, it may be silly, sound silly to others, but I taught my son that, see, from the beginning, please don't take drinks, don't smoke, okay? Avoid all these pubs and things like that. There are a lot of things you can do other than that you can enjoy, without being having mood alternatives, So it's better to, enjoy life with all the other activities that you have. And this is something every mother should tell their son or daughter, what has been given to us through our ancestors. It's not me, it's my grandmother, my mother, then I pass it on to my children. It's very important. Everything is okay, social drinking is all okay. That is only when you have control. Once the control goes, you're back to being, every time you're sad, you'll go for a big drink. So
Ma'am,
drinks
I
are
don't even drink
need.
water where I go. I take my
Yeah.
own bottle. I'm like, I
Yes,
would no
absolutely. Yeah.
eating. I eat
Yeah.
beforehand and I drink because anyways I don't like the food that is served in Europe. I have my
Yeah.
own. I come back and I order Indian food. It's so
So,
funny.
I think we have a new person who has joined us,
Yes, yes.
Dhanashri. Dhanashri,
yeah,
please.
I will. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will
Hi,
just.
ma'am.
Hi. Welcome.
So, very good evening, all of
Good
you.
evening. Yeah.
Most of what I have observed, like most of the Bollywood movies, are like defaming Hindu culture, Hindu values.
Yeah.
So, what is the reason behind it? And on top of that, in central as well as in the central, most of Hindu majority parties ruling is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So nothing has been changed yet.
Yeah.
Most you can see most of the serials or like whatever web series or movies mostly Hindu phobic.
Yes.
So what is the reason the not why like what is the use of information and broadcasting ministry? What are
Yeah.
they doing there?
Mm.
So it's totally confusing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether they
In
are
fact,
like
yeah. In fact, I think Metal makes it a point. Metal says this poster is for the upcoming movie Jahan Char Yaar, and surprise, surprise, one of the four women is Swara Bhaskar. Yeah.
Swara is
So
just
we.
bad news wherever she is.
Yeah.
I mean, she just is. She's extreme. I always thought of her as maybe a good actor. I'd seen a
Yeah.
couple, maybe there was, but she's just become so crass, and
Yeah.
it, it's just not nice.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
surprising that this movie poster, all the four women are wearing saris, and
Yes.
usually, whenever there's a movie about friends, anybody who writes or
Yeah.
is in the creative field will tell you that normally they would have them dressed differently or from different
Yeah.
backgrounds, or
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
how you. But this one, it hits you. It hit me also. I said all four women wearing a sari and dressed very traditionally. Uh,
Yes.
trying to make a point, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Dhanashri, you wanted to add anything more?
yeah, surely. Yeah, I want to talk about the madam which have added the point of this. I
Anuradha.
mean,
Yes.
why they
Anuradha.
are showing why they are showing that something in sari or something. What message they are trying to portray. You
Mm.
know
Mm.
exactly
Ma'am,
what
I can answer
message.
this.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ma'am, I will
Yes.
answer this to
Shreyas. Yeah.
Dhanashri.
sure.
Dhanashri, you see, in the deep web and the dark web, there are all dirty things happening, and there is a big demand for brown skin. Really, I'm a image and video processing engineer first and then researcher. This is what the data is showing. Trust me, and this is sick.
My God.
And everybody knows. Yeah, everyone knows. Like I even, ma'am, what they see, maybe they see some kind of, excuse me, maybe they see Katrina Kaif dancing in some bullshit water with
Yeah,
Akshay
yeah,
Kumar and all.
exactly.
They think
Yeah,
every woman is doing that.
yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so they fantasize about brown skinned people and they
Mm,
don't leave anyone, whether you're
mm.
married, unmarried.
Yeah,
Like when these people are drunk, ma'am, they'll come and they will, the way they talk, I don't
yeah.
want to talk, I
So,
don't
in
want
fact,
to,
what you
you
said
know,
is so true because
this
this
is,
is exactly what happened in Nirbhaya's case. Before gang raping Nirbhaya, they were all watching these kind of songs and also
Yes.
pornographic movies before they gang raped her and killed her.
Even same thing happened with Priyanka Reddy in Hyderabad.
Yes, yes, in Hyderabad,
So
yes.
what on one point they are promoting porn or something. I think they are promoting rape culture over here
Yes,
by
yes,
promoting Sunny Leone and all other
yes.
that vulgar
And you
stuffs.
remember, see, Leone was brought in by Ekta Kapoor. And Kapoor is the one who has started soft pornographic films in Alt Balaji. And she is the one who makes them sign nudity clauses so that they cannot escape from it. And then after that, they are trapped. The women are trapped. We
So
have Srima. Srima, can you join us?
Am I audible?
Yeah,
My
yeah, you're audible,
yeah,
Usha. Yes.
thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for adding me back. I had something
yeah,
urgent to attend
yeah,
in
yeah,
between.
yeah,
I have 2 points to share.
yeah, please.
The one point is in the July or August 2020, when we were witnessing helplessly that how his ex girlfriend, very fresh
Mm,
ex girlfriend, was getting support and entire human system was collapsing. I only asked, I just wished one thing very, dramatic thing or illusionary thing we can say, that where Sushant himself comes in some form in the court of final judgment, and where all we can witness and perceive it that what has happened.
mm,
But the god Kedarnath has given in such a way that it's beyond our imagination. That is in the court of God. What is the
mm,
justice is happening? And
mm,
at one point of time, I thought, okay, let me come out of this. I'm not able to contribute much.
mm,
That was a time when I received one link on Kedarnath song of SSR.
mm.
It's a very crucial moment that too in our Guruji's group nobody shares it. It
Yeah.
gave an information saying that wait, it's for truth.
Mm,
And he came and that's a witness actually that
mm.
his soul is divine
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's working.
See,
But
if you look at my
yeah.
connect, Usha,
uh,
is that see,
uh,
I'm a Shiva Bhakt, and
mhm.
as I was studying as a journalist, I was studying this case of SSRs right from the beginning. I found out that he's also a Shiva Bhakt. Now, what is linking all of us together? It is the divine being. And it is this divine being that is making us so, united in this boycott Bollywood movement. So don't
That's
think it is just us
yeah.
human beings. There is a supreme force that is acting against all these politicians, these Bollywood people, these underworld, everybody. They can do what they want. They can come and do thunder, but nothing is going to happen because so Almighty has decided what should happen.
Yeah, it's like it is adding up to our belief that there is a good, but it takes time, it takes our patience
Absolutely.
and grit. And
Yeah.
the second and final point for today, I just wanted to say that some person, PR person in one of the comment said the industry people helped a lot to the government, PM
Mm, mm,
fund, and also COVID.
mm.
Then luckily I got a flash that in a Hindi say they say no now so चूहों को खा के
so
बिल्ली हज को चली. So there, thankfully, we are in a Sanatan Dharma where the concept of karma and non-interference of God is very clear.
Yeah.
And so they will reap the fruit of whatever good deeds, that is different account, and the bad deeds is different account. So the boycott Bollywood should be considered as, we want to ignore the industry, we don't have a hatred. That's why the evidence that people in Ujjain, they didn't come out with the stones in their hand. They came with a black paper. Because they know that life is not limited to one janma, and the
Absolutely.
karma repeats. So we have lot of persistent power because of this karma concept. So it's not that we are just doing a duty of being in a Pandava side, Dharma side.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
left to the people who wants to side this one, so face the fate of a Kauravas of Adharma.
See, let me tell you
So
something, Usha. See,
yeah.
earlier in the year 2010 when I joined Twitter, at that time we all were hoping that a leader like Modi ji will become our prime minister. So we were fighting for him against a very corrupt system run by Sonia Gandhi.
Yeah.
And then things fell into place as BJP became stronger. They also started taking in unwanted elements into their party, so which we cannot do anything about. We can only fight about. Then what happened was Sushant Singh's death happened, murder happened, and subsequently a lot of people died. So we started this movement. So it's the people who are bringing out the truth. It's the people who are fighting for justice. And earlier we had Maharajas who actually listened to the people, and did gave them justice. But nowadays the corruption is so high that nothing matters to these people except that they fill their pockets or their coffers. Yes, Shreyas?
Yeah, that's.
Wanted to say
Can I
something?
add only one last
Yeah,
point
please,
for that?
please.
Yeah, because you as you said that people have taken into this, and we are supposed to take, because we are in Praja
Yeah,
Rajas. So if we don't, we get the system what we deserve, what we
yeah.
do. So it's better we come together. We are persistent in our determination that we deserve the nation given by our freedom fighters and elders, which they sacrificed for us. And if we don't clean up this one and we don't stand up now, we don't deserve the country, and also we are doing
Absolutely.
injustice to the
Injustice to
future
the future
generation.
generation. Yeah.
Yes,
Also,
that's.
here I would also like to make a point because I see a person has just written that is a coding world has said, Madam, they're providing free popcorn and free cold drink to watch Brahmastra. Now, viewers, we would like to warn you that they are selling tickets at 75 rupees or 50 rupees. They're trying their best to woo you back to the theater to watch their crap. Okay, so please do not go. Give donate it to some small kid, buy a chocolate and give them this, but do not go. Boycott this movement, because this is the most important thing that you can do for a divine soul like Sushant and the many people who have died after. So it is my request to all of you viewers, as we end on this session on this note, that
Uh,
we want you all to please boycott it and to stand strong and advise everybody that we should not pay for what you call Urdu wood, or for terrorists. The money goes directly to them. Yes, please.
yeah, ma'am. Definitely, after around
Just a
after
few
the
words
death of
because
Sushant.
we're winding up the
Yeah,
session. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. After the death of Sushant, I have only last movie I have watched is this
Yeah.
Kashmir, the Kashmir Files. Nothing else I have yet watched.
Yeah.
And most probably I'm watching only regional movies as well as south other South Indian movies and Marathi movies. Nothing else I have yet watched.
Yes.
No good content, nothing nothing else.
Yeah.
Only Hindu phobic this topics are there.
Yeah. Shreyasta?
Ma'am, I just want to say that there are so many fresh talents that are being crushed because of these people. And yeah, I mean, I want the old good days of good content to be back. So yeah, that's my last
Thank you
point.
so
Thank
much,
you, ma'am.
Shreyasta, and thank you, Usha, and thank you all Dhanashri, Meera, for joining us today, Anu, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you, J. Kedarnath.
Yeah, good night.
Right.